Hey, folks! Welcome to something unusual, a Saturday stream. Now, many people, there's a lot of streamers out there that says Saturdays are the day streams go to die. I hope you will prove everybody wrong. Now, something caught my eye. It was Justice for the victims of Laura Owens on X posted something. And I think I noticed it Friday as well, but it was just in passing. And it is hello, Mr. Jingles. It is from Woodnick Law PLLC, who made they made a filing. Mr. Jingles, hello. Hello. Yeah, they found out they filed what we found out a couple of weeks ago when we did the live reading of Laura Owens' bankruptcy filing. That, hold on here for a second, Laura, you claim to have had no income whatsoever and no business relation the past 2 years. Let's check that out. And we found out interesting stuff. For instance, Laura Owens is out. Stop biting. Yeah, he doesn't care. That Laura Owens is a CEO of some real estate time. Yeah, it's stupid. But she's the CEO. They are looking for investors and has done so since 2024. It's between her and her sister. That's interesting. So, Mr. Woodnick, PLLC, filed to the United States Bankruptcy Court District of Arizona. So that is what we are going to talk about today. Because to absolutely nobody's surprise except Laura Owens herself, her mother, and Ginger Ass, her former attorney, she lied. And remember, Laura Owens, on behalf the trustee filed that, hey, we need you to complete your income statement. So she sent in an income statement where she put in, I have made no money, none whatsoever, even though she testified in court that she actually has a lot of money. So, she might have lied, but then again, if she puts in a court filing that she actually has money, and all of a sudden she hasn't, everybody's interested in, where did it go, and stuff like that. So we kind of knew this was coming. And here it is. Because Clayton Eckert, she owes Clayton, what is it? Close to $200,000 now with interest. That's a lot of money. And for you who just tuned in on a Saturday night, who is this Laura Owens? Well, Mr. Jingles, please stop booping with claws. It hurts. Yeah, you don't care. You don't care. Hold on. Say hello to the audience. Show your happy face. Yeah, that's Mr. Jingle's happy face. You think he's cuddly? Look at, hello, Mr. Jingles. Hello. That's how cuddly Mr. Jingles is. You're booping with your claws, Mr. Jingles. Yeah, you don't care. Mr. Thorov, you are not the father. Oh, no. That would be an interesting distance pregnancy. No. Where were we? Yeah. What? Well, yeah. For you who are completely new to this, asking, who is this Laura Owens? Who is this serial pregnancy scammer? Well, let me tell you. Laura Owens, for the past decade, has got herself involved with men who really, really quickly finds out, oh, she's cray-cray, and tries to end it. And apparently, Laura Owens has discovered this. Well, I'll say I'm pregnant. That will make the men stay with me and love me. No. And this is God. It's not. You think you know stories about when things get out of hand. Oh, you sweet summer child. You have no idea what out of hand actually means. Mike Maracchini, 2015, dated her for a few months. Tried to break it off. She claimed pregnancy. She claimed she got rid of the baby via 3 termination pills, because apparently, according to her, they didn't take. When that didn't work, and she saw Mike sometime later with his now wife, I believe. Yeah, she filed for a restraining order, a temporary TRO, temporary restraining order. That history with the DVRO or TRO did not end until a few months ago. So she tortured this poor fellow for over a decade. Meanwhile, she found Greg Gillespie, another man. Same story. Then she made contact with Clayton Eckert. Clayton Eckert is, or was, the Bachelor on that once very popular show. I don't know if it's still around. And they had one interaction, including devil's letters. She went down on him twice. He discovered that, no, this is not good. No. And same story. Oh, now I'm pregnant. And he's like, no, because the thing that my wee-wee was in was not your hoo-ha, it was your mouth. So yeah, if you think you have heard stories about cray-cray women You have never heard a story about Laura Owens. And believe me when I say I barely skimmed the surface. Barely. And these are the three who has gone public. We know there's one more. There are probably more. Probably it didn't start with Mike Maricini. This is something she has done for a long time. Nick says an elegant way to describing intercourse. Yes, I do. Wee in hoo-ha or boing, 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 boing. Laura Owens is now charged because the Clayton Eckert thing went to trial. She claimed she was pregnant for so long that she would have had a pregnancy the length like an elephant. But the court or people reminded her that, hey, you claim miscarriage of after week 25. Well, that's not technically in Arizona. That's not a miscarriage. That's a stillbirth. You need to go to the hospital, and you need to get a death certificate. And all of a sudden, she had her miscarriage a couple of months before, because apparently she, according to herself and her then attorney, Mr. Gingerass, you can switch the timeline of pregnancy like that, just like that. Ta-da! No, even though she moved it back so long that there are at least one court hearing where she claims to the judge that she is 100% pregnant. Yeah. So I have made a few streams and a couple of videos about this. So you can go, if you really want to make yourself familiar with this case, there's plenty of information. And if you really want to do a deep dive, you go to this page, which I'm going to show you now. This is what it's called. Victims of Laura Owens. So yeah, now she is charged with since Clayton Eckert and with Greg Gillespie. She is now facing 14 counts of 14 counts of 14 felonies. Tampering with evidence, perjury, and stuff like that. And she still harass Greg Gillespie, Clayton Eckert, and Mike Maricini. Now, Greg Gillespie, thanks to, I believe, she forgot or couldn't afford to file an extension of the DVRO she had against him. So he's now in the clear. Good riddance, Greg. I hope you now, with your beautiful wife and kids, go live your life. Leave this behind. Leave this behind. If you want to know more about the 14 counts, I have a prior video. Just check the playlist. But now, since she lost that civil trial against Clayton Eckert, she now owes a fuck ton of money. And there was supposed to be a hearing about, you need to disclose how you're going to pay all of this. Close to $200,000. Well, at that point, I believe it was like $140,000. Now it's more because she's a lying liar who lies. So she decided in her infinite wisdom, to file for bankruptcy. That might have been one of the worst ideas she's had the past few years. Because once you file for bankruptcy, they really want to know your income. They really want to know your assets. Yeah, they really want to know everything about you. So she had to file all of these things, where she all of a sudden is broke like a skunk. No income whatsoever the last few years. None whatsoever. And as I said earlier in a prior stream, we found her at her name on businesses. And this is what we are going to talk about today. Because Mr. Woodnick, Clayton Eckert's attorney, has now filed with the United States Bankruptcy Court, District of Arizona. So let's go through it. Oh, look at that. Hey, thanks, Law Kong. Thank you so much. Maybe it was just the food, baby. No. Mailboxes. So, in response, Laura Owens, or also known as Laura Michelle Owens, also known as Emily Laura Wilson. Yeah, Laura Owens tried to change her name. And these are the known aliases. She is the debtor, Clayton Eckert, plaintiff. Chapter 7, bankruptcy, adversary complaint for non-dischargeable of debt against debtor Laura Owens et al. Et al. Means more than Laura Owens. Or it might also mean, Laura and her aliases. Because we really don't know how many she is. Hey, Laura became a member. Thank you so much. And Teresa's became a member. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. Thank you. You too now have access to all my members-only content. All right. Plaintiff Clayton Eckert, through counsel, alleges the following for his complaint for non-dischargeable of debt. Parties, jurisdiction, and venue. This is an adversary proceeding on the pursuant of this and this to determine the non-dischargeable of debt owed by debtor Laura Owens to plaintiff creditor Clayton Eckert, hereafter Eckert, in connection with the following state court case, the state court actions. Owens versus Eckert. This case, and that case, and also this case. The debtor, Laura Owens, hereafter Owens, filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in this matter on or about December 8th, 2025. Owens is an individual who currently resides and at all relevant times has resided in Scottsdale, Arizona. Upon information and belief, Owens is or was a manager, member, or shareholder of several business entities, included but not limited to Quartet Farms LLC, Lizmax Investments, and Keybacker Incorporated. So, she has a name to 3 different businesses. I believe all 3 of these are currently live, as in they are not defunct or anything. Yes, Lady Fag, yes, I should be nicer to Mr. Jingles. He lets me live in his house. Thank you. Eckert is a creditor of Owens by virtue of several judgments entered for Eckert's benefit against Owens in the Superior Court of Arizona, the Arizona Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court of Arizona. The state courts entered the judgment for attorney's fees and costs incurred in litigation and subsequent appeals in pursuit of Owens' fraudulent paternity claim under Arizona Revised Statutes, Title 25, Marital and Domestic Relations. Eckert has not yet filed a proof of claim in this bankruptcy proceeding, and no deadline for filing proof of claim has been set as of the date of this complaint. In her voluntary petition for bankruptcy, Owens lists the debt to Eckert as an undisputed and non-contingent claim secured by judgment lien. What happens if she legitimately can't pay? Well, the debt stays. If now the bankruptcy court can say, yeah, let's divide everything we can find on her, and that's it. But that's rarely the case, especially in this case. But yeah, there's a small, tiny possibility that Laura Owens can walk out of bankruptcy court, with a payment plan, with a reduced amount of money she has to pay back. Yeah, she will have to get a job, and they can garnish her wages. That's stuff that now the court can't order her to take a job. They can only strongly suggest. And again, if she is put on a payment plan and doesn't follow it, she can be in contempt of court. And yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that can happen to her. Owens was present in Arizona and resided in Arizona at all times relevant to the allegations in this complaint. The court has jurisdiction. It's appropriate venue. Background. I love this story. Owens and Eckert met on or about May 17th, 2023. At the time of their acquaintance, Owens portrayed herself as an entrepreneur with business interests in media, real estate, and equity horses. At the time of their acquaintance, Eckert was, and still is, a real estate advisor. Owens represented to Eckert that she wanted to invest in real estate and sought his services as a real estate advisor. Between May 17th and May 20th, Owens and Eckert viewed a few properties in or around Scottsdale, Arizona. On August 1st, 2023, Owens filed a paternity lawsuit in Maricopa County, Arizona. In the suit, Owens alleged she was pregnant and sought to establish paternity by Eckert and orders for legal decision-making, parenting time, and child support. Eckert denied the allegation and asserted in his petition for finding of non-paternity that Owens fabricated a pregnancy and could not be pregnant by him because they did not have intercourse. They did not do the boing, 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 boing. Additional collateral litigation arose by Owens and Eckert, including Owens' petition for an order of protection against Eckert and Eckert's petition for an injunction against harassment against Owens. Owens testified in court and in deposition several times as a result of the paternity action, the order of protection action, and the injunction against harassment action. The Superior Court of Arizona conducted a bench trial to resolve the outstanding issues in the paternity action on June 10th, 2024. Owens admitted to introducing evidence into the proceedings that she altered, including misrepresenting test data and identity. Yeah, we all remember with huge joy when she presented evidence in the form of a sonogram she ordered from Fiverr. That might not be against Eckert, that might be the Greg Gillespie case. Either way, The Superior Court heard testimony from Owens, Eckert, and 2 expert witnesses concerning the plausibility of Owens' alleged pregnancy, her fraudulent alterations of test results, and other misconduct in the paternity proceedings. Other misconduct is Laura Owens on the stand looking over at her attorney, Mr. Gene Durant. Gene Durant was conducting a full baseball coach how she should answer on the stand. And Eckert's attorney stood in between them. And she had a hissy fit because she could no longer rely on her attorney on how she should answer or not answer in court. That was interesting. The Superior Court found that Owens brought the paternity action without basis or merit, testified falsely, misled the court, altered documents introduced into evidence, and acted with improper purpose in the suit against Eckert. The Superior Court also found Owens knowingly presented a false claim and awarded Eckert his attorney fees and costs associated with the case. On August 19th, 2024, the Superior Court entered judgment for Eckert and against Owens in the amount of $149,219.76 plus interests at the legal rate beginning 180 days from judgment for attorney's fees and costs. Owens appealed the judgment to the Arizona Court of Appeals. The Arizona Court of Appeals affirmed the judgment and awarded Eckert additional attorney's fees and costs incurred in the defense of the appeal via 2 judgments entered May 6 and May 28, 2025. The total amount of these judgments is $40,259.50 plus interests at legal rate. Owens petitioned the Arizona Supreme Court for review of the lower court judgment. Yeah, that was not a bright idea. The Arizona Supreme Court denied review and awarded Eckert additional attorney fees and costs via judgment entered September 19th, 2025. The total amount of this judgment is $6,597.06 plus interest at the legal rate. In total, Owens owes Eckert $196,076.32 in principal plus interest at the legal rate from the above dates in judgment. In addition to awarding Eckert a judgment for attorney's fees and costs incurred in the paternity litigation, the Superior Court found that Owens had engaged in a pattern of similar behavior against individuals other than Eckert and referred the matter to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for further investigation of Owens' actions pursuant to ARS. That's an interesting, On or about May 1st, 2025, a grand jury indicted Owens with 7 felony charges relating to her conduct toward Eckert and the paternity litigation. The case number for the first indictment was this. On or about November 4th, 2025, a grand jury indicted Owens with 6 additional felony charges. No, 7. 7. Grand total of 14. Relating to a similar conduct against another victim prior to her meeting Eckert. That would be Greg Gillespie. The charges in the original indictment were dismissed without prejudice and brought in again in consolidation with a new indictment with, upon information and belief, 1 additional charge relating to Eckert. The case number for all charges arising from both indictment is this. In Maricopa County, Arizona. The case remains pending as of the time of this adversary complaint. Laura Owens, and I find this hilarious, had counsel, which her parents paid, and shortly after they paid for her attorney, her parents filed for bankruptcy because They are over they are close to $2.5 million in debt. Sometime later, this attorney of Laura Owens had to go in front of the court and recuse himself. So yeah, the last amount of cash her parents had, they sent to a private counsel for Laura, and a few months later, he filed an off I fuck motion, and off he fucked. So now Laura Owens, her parents have no money, and they were wealthy once upon a time. She has no money, so now she is insolvent. Or indigenous, whatever the legal speak is. So now she has been assigned a lawyer from the public defender's office. Good for you. Now, we don't know. Maybe this is the first time in years she actually got herself an attorney that actually will try to do what's best for Laura Owens. Who knows? Who knows? Let's continue. Upon information and belief, the charges specifically resulting from Owens' conduct toward Eckert or conduct done in relation to the paternal litigation against Eckert include fraudulent schemes, artifices, forgery of a written instrument, 5 counts of perjury via false sworn test statements, and tampering with physical evidence. Count 1, non-dischargeability of debt. The current indebtedness Owens owes to Eckert arises from the judgment awarded in state court action. Now, what does this... The claim from Clayton is, even if she goes through with the Chapter 7 and they do all the things and they cut down what she's owed because how she is supposed to pay back and everything, from Eckert, it is, no, she will still owe the full amount plus interest, regardless of what bankruptcy court says. She will still owe the full amount. Owens is not entitled to discharge the debt owed to Eckert because the judgment results from the financial injury Owens caused by engaging in the conduct alleged in this complaint. Yeah, for instance, she owes money to, I believe, 7 different credit card holders. She owes money to the horse Airbnb, whatever that is. She owes money to the veterinarian. She owes money for food for her horse. Now, where is her horse? I have no fucking idea where that horse is now. No idea. I don't know if she rented it, if she leased it, if she owned it and gave it. I have no idea, but we know she had a horse. And then she has a few random debts on top of that. But Clayton here argues, whatever you do with the rest of it, the debt to me will still have to be paid in full. Owens' conduct was willful and malicious. Owens knew or should have known that the fraudulent conduct in which she engaged would cause significant financial harm to Eckert. Owens' conduct did, in fact, cause significant financial harm to Eckert, resulting in the judgment against Owens described in this complaint. Therefore, the debt Owens owes to Eckert is not dischargeable, pursuant to 11 USC, paragraph 523A6. Count 2. Ineligibility. Count 2. Yeah, don't discharge it. Upon information, Owens is a beneficial interest holder in several business entities, including, but not limited to, Quartet Farms LLC, Lismax Investment LLC, Keybacker Inc., Stylit LLC. Upon information within 1 year before the date of the filing of the petition, Owens transferred, removed, destroyed, mutilated, or concealed, or has permitted any of these acts certain property of the debtor with the intent to hinder, delay, or defraud a creditor in violation of 11 USC 727A2A. The argument here from Mr. Eckert and his attorneys is she's lying to the bankruptcy court. She claims that she has nothing, that I ain't got no money. The claim here is that she transferred ownership or destroyed the information leading to income she has through these 4 entities. Not limited to those 4 entities. Upon information, Owens has unjustifiably concealed, destroyed, mutilated, falsified, or failed to keep or preserve recorded information from which her financial condition or business transactions might be ascertained in violation of this. Yeah, they claim she hid it or tried to hide it and falsely filed with the court. Upon information, Owens has knowingly and fraudulently presented false claims in this case to hinder the ability of creditors to ascertain her financial condition and the extent of her estate, including denying the existence of a business partner or affiliates pending bankruptcy action in the voluntary petition, denying that she has received income in the past 2 years in contradiction to previous statement made under oath. Upon information, Owens has failed to explain and cannot satisfactorily explain loss or deficiency of assets to meet her liabilities. Therefore, Eckert objects to the granting of a discharge and requests that the court order the bankruptcy trustee to examine Owens' acts and conduct to determine whether a ground exists for denial of discharge. This is a different kind of discharge that Owens claimed happened to her. Yeah, so the claim here is from Eckert to the trustee, who we now know has asked for and got approved of an attorney who will do deep dives into Laura Owens' finances. That would be interesting. Prayer for relief. Eckert respectfully requests the court enter judgment in his favor against Owens as follows. A. An order for the bankruptcy trustee to investigate the acts and conduct of the debtor to determine whether a ground exists for denial of discharge. B. If such grounds are discovered, a judgment declaring that Owens is not entitled to discharge of any debts. And C. Notwithstanding any findings pursuant to blah blah blah, a judgment declaring Eckert's claims, including principal, indebtedness, and interest against Owens, are not dischargeable under 11 USC 523. And any further relief the court deems just and proper. So in this bankruptcy filing from Laura Owens, she is hoping that every debt she has gets discharged. For obvious reasons, Eckert has no interest in that. That is why he's asking the court to allow the bankruptcy trustee with their team go find her fucking money. And a quick reminder, Owens has said during this 2024 and even into 2025 that she has resources. Now, does she have resources? Don't know. Don't care. One thing, and I've said this before in other streams, which I now have had an answer to, by the way. Because since her parents paid her attorney and then filed for bankruptcy, can that bankruptcy trustee ask for a clawback of the attorney cost? Apparently, the answer for that is no. So that money is gone. But folks, this is a story that keeps giving and giving. Laura Owens made the fatal mistake of targeting Clayton Eckert, who fought back. And thanks to Clayton Eckert and his relentless fight, we found out about Greg Lesby. We found out about Mike Maricini. We found out about the fourth guy, and there are probably more victims out there of Laura Owens. And now everything is coming back to haunt her. And she deserves it. She has actively tried to ruin the lives of 4 good men. Actively. Just because they didn't want to date her. Laura Owens, in my opinion, has never been told no in her entire life. I've been listening to Clayton Eckert when he has been on other shows explaining this, that everything Laura does, she has been taught by her mother, who seems to be a gold digger in herself. She found this wealthy radio host, multi-millionaire, and well, now they are bankrupt. Laura Owens lived off of her parents and other means and at no time her parents told her, no, this is not acceptable. And folks, her actions, she's now 36, I believe. This with Mike Maricini started now 11 years ago, I believe. She didn't learn this in her mid-20s. I am quite certain that if we asked her high school classmates, college classmates, hey, what can you tell us about Laura Owens? We would learn similar stories of Laura Owens ruining the lives of men. She's done this her entire adult life. And finally, it's coming back to haunt her. She is facing 14 felonies. The trial may be happening this year. I hope it happens this year. On top of that, the bankruptcy court, that might also take a while. It might also take a short while. But I will be here for it. Because this is one of the few cases where a woman ruining men's life will have consequences. All right, folks. That is what I had for you this Saturday night. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for becoming members. Thank you for the supers. Thank you so much. You are the reason I do this. Without you, this wouldn't happen. So thank you. Until Monday, when me and Mo, we are doing the Uvalde school officer trial. We are covering that one, which is a clustercluck in itself. Go watch my videos. Daddy needs views. Okay? Thank you, folks. You all have a good one. Have an excellent weekend. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Sail the raven waves, brothers.